Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take for their disease. Breathe just like a wing, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Rip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make great.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics with Jen. I'm Jen. I'm the astrologer for the day, and thank you all for being here with me. Oh my God. You need to get your tinfoil hats on because this is conspiracy time for sure. Everything that I'm going to say is alleged. It's just my opinion. It doesn't reflect anyone in the chat. I map the missing. That's what I do. I map the missing and I start comparing degrees because, as everybody knows that's on this channel, I compare degrees in charts. And sorry, guys, I'm still a little swelled. Still a little swelled, but it's starting to go down. Please hit the thumbs up. Think about being a member because you never know. Sometimes these these types of lives could be members only. So I want to encourage people to become a member if you can. If you can't, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, Peace Love Jeeps. Hey, Jeff. Thank you, babe. Hey, Joni. Good to see you. Hey, Jill. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. D Green. Hello. Good to see you. We are definitely keeping you in prayer, orb attraction, and hope that this goes well today. So, everything anything that's created has a chart. Anything that's been created has a chart. So, when I tell you that the things that I was seeing with Charlie Kirk, right? I didn't know that it was, sorry about my hair, guys. It's, haven't been to my daughter's with that great curling iron. So I'm just shabby, but when when that stuff happened with Charlie Kirk, the day before I saw it, Shauna and I were talking about it. Didn't quite know, what was going to become of this serious situation that I was seeing. But we later found out the next day what it was. And I'm waiting for everybody to catch up with that one. I don't know about Nancy Guthrie. I have my suspicions. I'm going to be voicing those suspicions because it's quite interesting that when the drop with Epstein hit, Nancy goes missing. And her daughter is high profile. Savannah is high profile. And she is, with the Today Show. She interviewed Dershowitz in 2015. And she was due to be hosting the Winter Olympics in Italy. I'm going to be showing you guys these charts, and I'm going to show you the connections. The connections aren't going to lie. People lie, but these connections don't lie. Maybe we can, misconstrue what these connections are, possibly. But there is a lot of corruption in our government, in our agencies. We know this. We know this, and we can't deny it. So when we're all excited about the FBI and the Secret Service and all them, they're getting involved in these investigations. Okay. So now we trust them. So we trust them today to do this job. Do you see what I'm saying? It's also interesting that the ambassador for Israel came to Arizona the day that Nancy goes missing. And I know that a lot of people are falsely reporting that the son-in-law, the daughter, and maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's what really happened. Maybe that's what really happened. And, the other daughter and her husband had something to do with it. They were the last people to see Nancy. Could be somebody from the church. Could be. Definitely could be. But I want to go over this stuff with you guys, okay? We're going to go over the astrology and I'm going to show you the connections. And let me just say something too before I get going, because let me just show you. Let me just show you. How about that? Let me just show you. Because seeing is believing, right? Let's see. What time was the witness protection signed into law on October 15th, 1970? Here is the astrologer in me that says everything that's been created has a chart. Here is the Federal Witness Security Program chart. There it is. So when I tell you I'm waiting on people to catch up, I am. I am. I'm waiting on them. Waiting on them. So Baron Coleman, look at this. One day ago, Baron, do emails suggest Jeffrey Epstein was removed from jail before alleged death? Watch this. Not saying anything after this. Please do not try to dox me. But last night after 4:15, count, they took him medical in a wheelchair, front cuff, but not one triage nurse, yada, yada, yada. So again, we have another timestamp here for an astrologer. Timestamps are so important to an astrologer, but a lot of astrologers don't pay attention, and I don't understand why. We have a software. We can definitely see when things are taking place with a good timestamp, okay? And so we can't deny that there are a lot of things that are off with this Jeffrey Epstein stuff, you know, with Israel, with the elite. And we can see that Jeffrey Epstein is the face of a shadow government. Shadow government. And with Pluto in Aquarius pushes it all out into the open to we the people. All the things are hidden. All the things that are hidden, guys, are being exposed. Power is being exposed. And if you haven't watched that video with power being exposed, you should. You should. This is a channel that you're not going to see anywhere else. You're not going to get this information anywhere else. Here, you're going to get it though. And you're going to get it in a way that nobody else is even talking about. Other astrologers aren't even looking at it this way. This is another perspective to read astrology because degrees in our chart literally matter in the state of matter. Period. 100. I prove it every single day. And like I said, I'm waiting for everyone to just catch up. Catch up. And I'm not saying that to be boastful. I'm saying that because I work my ass off to know what I'm talking about. And it's not about control, it's about clarity. Clarity, guys, because we need some clarity. We need to have a come to Jesus meeting. All sit down at the adult table and put all of our cards on the table and digest this truth. Because the richest man, the smartest man, the one that all these elites go to, do you think? And here's another question for you. Epstein, he stated in the Steve Bannon interview that he taught inmates. He taught them so they could get their GED. Where's these inmates? Not one of them has come forward to say that, hey, Epstein taught me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you're going to ask me, okay, so Jen, this live is about the mapping of Nancy. That's right, it is. Sure is. It's about the astrology and the mapping of Nancy. And I have to get this out there before I begin to do that because I want y'all to have a clear, precise idea of where I'm going with this. Okay. Could we see a fall guy? Of course. Are we going to see a fall guy? Sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. I was telling Jeff last night, I'm just wondering who is going to be taking the fall. Who is going to be, like Tyler has taken the fall for Charlie Kirk. There were people taking falls for the president, Kennedy, that assassination. I mean, there's all kinds of fall guys. I'm wondering who is going to be the fall guy with Nancy. Because, like I said, Nancy's not some, famous person. And let me just tell you something. Nancy was on the Today Show, not like on the Today Show, but she was at the Today Show when her daughter would 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 host. Her mother would be there in the studio. They were very close. They are very close. And so a lot of times when these main high profile interviews were taking place, her mom was there too. And we don't know what type of interaction her mom was having with these people. Could it be the people that are closest to her? The son-in-law? Yes, it could be. It could be. I can't find their birthdays. And if y'all can find their birthdays, let me know. I didn't look too hard for it, but I didn't find them and I was moving on because as I'm mapping her, I definitely think that two or more are involved. I think that there is possibly a group. And I'm about to start showing you guys some astrology, but first I want to show you some of what I've understood from the Epstein files with Savannah. Hey, honey. Hey, Lolo. Hey, Hope Floats. Good to see you guys. You saw me in astrology chat last night. Yeah. With Val. Yeah. I ended up going in her chat last night just to see what she had to say. It popped up and I'm like, hey, I'm not doing anything. Let me jump in there for a few minutes. She and I, of course, do everything different. You know, she does astrology different. I do it different. And that's okay. That's okay. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So yeah, here we are, and we are seeing that mainstream, Baron Coleman has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and he is finally catching up. Catching up. Thank God somebody is. But he's not seeing it all. He could. He could if he would come into this channel and watch and learn. But a lot of people are just, they can't even grasp what I do. They can't even grasp it. They don't, and it's not that hard to grasp, but they can't. They can't understand. They can't understand it. So we are going, I want to show you a little something here. Okay. I want to show you Alan Dershowitz interview. It's only, it's 5 minutes long. We're probably not going to go into the entire 5 minutes, but I do want you to have a glimpse of where I'm going with this. Okay. Where I'm going to go with this, because this is a possibility. This is definitely a possibility for me. And I'm keeping my mind open. I'm not coming to any conclusions, but this is a theory that I'm working right now. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Let me credit the Today Show. Just 1 second. Let me give a share for the Today Show here into the chat for the commentary. Here is the full video, guys, right here. Exactly. Exactly, girl. We got to keep our minds open to more than just what meets the eye, because we are living in extreme times. And when she went missing, Uranus was stationing. This is very important. Everything that is surrounding her daughter and the high profile case and the Bitcoin. And we've got to remember Epstein was a main contributor, a main creator, a main investor of Bitcoin. This is big. Okay. Hey, little Red. Good to see you, babe. Good to see you. I said political, such as files and or immigration stuff going on now. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And we just got to keep our minds open to all possibilities here. All possibilities. Because the police are saying that what people are running with online is not true. That's what they said. They said that it's not true. So if it is true, they're lying. And if it isn't, so I'm not going to focus on the daughter and the son-in-law with this with this live only because I don't even have their birthdays, and I want to focus on the high profilers first because these are big players when it comes to red flags. Hey, look over here, don't look over here. The Epstein's files are released. Let's create a distraction, a deception, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That is not true. It's very irresponsible for people to be running with that. It's not true. The sheriff came out and said that that is completely false. Exactly. So this live is not going to focus on them. Okay. So I want y'all to watch this for just a few minutes, and then we're going to get to the astrology. Just hang out, okay? Because I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here, and I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm not gonna hide it. Here we go.
By this woman in the lawsuit, and he joins us now exclusively. Alan, good morning. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having
Let
me
me pick up right on that point, because you told Matt a little bit earlier this month that you'd never even laid eyes on her. She now put a picture of herself around the relevant time period in her court papers. Let me ask you again. Do you know her? Have you seen her? Have you ever met her?
I've never seen her. I've never met her. And I challenge her to come on your show and to repeat her allegations on television. She's hiding behind the litigation privilege. She's filed a perjured affidavit.
And see, I want to also tell you guys this too. The reason why I need y'all to listen to this first before I start showing you the charts is because you're going to get an idea. Because Alan Dershowitz, his birth time, we have his birth time. And so I want to show you this in the chart. I even Googled when this took place, and it was January 22nd, 2015. The Today Show aired between 7 and 9 a.m. I've got the chart. I mean, I was in the rabbit hole for hours yesterday.
Affidavit, and I can prove categorically by documentary and other evidence that I couldn't have been in the places she said I was at the time. For example, she said she had sex with me in Jeffrey Epstein's ranch in New Mexico. I was there for 1 hour with my wife, my daughter, who are here with me today in the studio, never out of their sight. 2 other people were with me. Nobody was on the ranch at the time. Only time I've ever been there. Said I had sex with her on the private island. I was there once with my wife, my daughter, prominent professor at Harvard Business School, his whole family. She is categorically lying and making the whole thing up.
She specifically said that she had sex with you at least on 6 different encounters. She mentions those 2 places. She also says in New York, in Florida. Can you prove it didn't happen there either?
Absolutely. As long as she gives me the dates, I will have my travel documents. I am a busy person. I'm in Europe. I'm in Israel. I'm teaching. She has to give me a date, and I will show her I was never, ever anywhere near her at any time. She's making the whole thing up.
Sounds like Bill Clinton. I never had sexual relations.
She is a categorical liar. I challenge her to repeat it in public. Then we'll be able to have it out in court.
And that's one of the things you've talked a lot about, the idea that these allegations were put in a lawsuit. I think you called it a stink bomb, kind of a drive-by shooting in the legal sense, and that you had no opportunity to respond. However, in the latest legal papers from their lawyers, they say you have, in fact, had the opportunity to be deposed.
They're lying.
They show letters in which they offered to depose you.
And they didn't show my letters in response. I wrote 2 letters in response saying, A, if you ask me about my legal relationship with Epstein, obviously it's covered by lawyer-client privilege. But anything else, I'll be happy to answer. You just give me the specifics. They said at that point that I might be a witness. They never accused me. Never, ever accused me until December of having sex with her. This is Pinocchio's nose growing longer and longer and longer. And I responded, and I said, I would be happy to be deposed if you could give me any indication that I would be a relevant witness. And I categorically denied in the letter that I was a witness.
On January 3rd, they asked you yet again for a deposition. That's after all this came out. Will you be deposed by them?
Of course I will be deposed, because they have sued me for defamation. The newest definition of chutzpah. They accuse me of the most horrendous crime. I defend myself, and they sue me for defamation, but they made a mistake, because now they have to be deposed. I have to be deposed. I am happy to have this out in a court of law, because they will be proved, all of them, to be categorically lying and making up this story, and it will be a terrible thing for rape victims. They have put rape victims in a terrible position because when I unequivocally prove that they sat down and made this all up, tragically, it will hurt real rape victims, and it shouldn't, because you shouldn't generalize.
Let me ask you about one other issue. I think you said on this program, on many programs, that you were willing to personally waive the statute of limitations so that this accuser, if she wanted to, could file a criminal case against you.
Let her go ahead and do it.
Her lawyers say, we sent that waiver to you, asking you to waive the statute of limitations, that they got no response, and that your lawyer said you are considering it.
No, that's not true. What happened is this. They asked me to waive it to them. I'm not waiving it to them. If a prosecutor makes an investigation and makes a decision and tells me that if he finds that she's lying, that he will prosecute her for lying, there will be a mutual waiver. Let the prosecutor decide. Let there be an investigation. I'm afraid of nothing. I am hiding nothing. She is afraid of repeating this in public.
I mean, I'm calling bullshit. Okay. I don't think that she's lying at all. I think that these people, he thinks that he is untouchable. And so far he's been untouchable. He's not in jail. All these people, all these quote leaders, end quote, power, corruption being exposed. That's Pluto in Aquarius.
She is afraid of giving dates or specifics. I have been absolutely upfront in giving and answering every question, and the lawyers are lying through their teeth when they say that I've refused to be deposed. They're hiding her. We sought to depose her. They're refusing to accept service on her behalf. They won't tell us where she's hiding.
Let me ask you one other thing, something in the complaint there, the affidavit you're holding there. She says that this financier, Jeffrey Epstein, whom you know, had sex with underage girls on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and it was, quote, obvious to those around him, so obvious and bold, she writes, that anyone spending time at one of his residences would have clearly been aware of what was going on.
Okay,
you did spend time there. Were you aware of such a thing?
Of course not. In an academic setting. I first met him through...
So you see how, I hope you understand why I am wanting to show you this before I show you the chart and the map of Nancy Guthrie and the missing event. I want you to really understand that there's several reasons why. And now let's get to I mean, you can watch the full interview with her, but let's get to this one now. This is from ABC. It's from ABC. Let me share the link so you guys can watch that whole. I mean, we may watch it. I don't think it's that long, but yeah, here we go. Oh, hey, Shauna, good to see you, babe. Defna, good to see you. I am feeling better. Thank you. I am starting to feel better. I can smile without it hurting my right, the top of my, it hurts so bad. Hurts so bad when I smile, but it's not anymore. Yeah. Innocent people don't need to go on and on and on. Yeah, he's I call BS on him, man. BS. Yes, please hit the thumbs up, guys. Show the love for this work. Please join if you can. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, thank you, babe. Thank you for checking on me. I really appreciate that. Means a lot. So ABC News has reported, this is the latest from ABC News. This was 6 hours ago, and it's about the ransom notes. No, this isn't the one that I wanted to show you guys. No, I think it is. It is. Here we go.
Authorities are reviewing possible ransom notes as part of the investigation into 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. The sheriff saying he believes Guthrie was abducted from her bed. Our affiliate in Tucson reports it received one of the ransom notes and sent it to law enforcement. Officials are now investigating if the notes are legitimate.
Is there any indication so far as to whether this was a random abduction or targeted?
We're looking at all the leads, and we don't know. We're going to assume both sides of that.
And we're now hearing police dispatch audio.
Nancy, a white female, 84
wow.
years of age, 5T medium build, powder blue.
with authorities concerned at that moment about Nancy Guthrie's health.
Nancy has high blood pressure, pacemaker, and cardiac issues.
Guthrie relies on medication left behind at the house, the sheriff saying 24 hours without it could be fatal. DNA samples collected at the house were confirmed to belong to Guthrie, but officials have not confirmed if they were blood. The FBI assisting in the search, conducting interviews and analyzing electronics.
If there's any indication that she had communications with somebody prior, maybe somebody texted her, maybe she was going back and forth and they knew that she was home by herself at that time. I understand she also has a pacemaker that does connect with Wi-Fi and possibly the internet. So is there some way that they can use that to help identify when she left, where she went?
Neighbors shaken by the news.
Wow. So I think that's the biggest news for me, is that the pacemaker can possibly connect. So that's going to be a good way to find her, if that's true, right? If that's true. And speaking of truth, this is where we are being told by the law enforcement. Authorities respond to speculation about Savannah Guthrie's brother-in-law. And they go on to say that while we appreciate the public's concern, the sharing of unverified accusations or false information is irresponsible and does not assist the investigation.
We got a call to the Guthrie residence that Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, was missing.
Oh, this was
We expended a
That's what they're saying, that no, it's not been verified. It's an accusation. It's not true. Yeah. The dispatcher sounds like a uninterested dispatcher for sure. Okay. So here it is. Here is let me just show you the transcript as well with Dershowitz here. And this is the Today Show. So the Today Show, and it says in response, this is talking about that interview that we just watched. Okay. It's talking about the interview that we just watched with Dershowitz and Savannah Guthrie. This is 129 pages from the Epstein files with Alan Dershowitz. Okay. So there it is right there. These are the court documents you can find on the Epstein files with the DOJ. So just to recap, for those of you coming in, hey, Army vet, good to see you. So just to recap, Savannah was supposed to be in Italy for the Winter Olympics, hosting the Winter Olympics. Okay, so we're going to look at the Italy chart. We're going to look at the Italy chart with the missing event. We're going to look at the missing event and talk about it. We're going to discuss the Israeli connection, because the ambassador was there in Arizona the day that she went missing. And the Epstein files had just dropped before she went missing. And so I think that we definitely need to consider all things here, especially because we really can't trust the agencies, the government. We can't. And like I said, there has been a chart created for the witness protection program. And I can show you guys that too with Jeffrey Epstein's chart. They always go so much deeper, and they could. I mean, they literally can, but who's gonna be the fall guy? I've also got on the map his office, Dershowitz office. I've got Fort Huachuca. I've got Utah State University. But I haven't put Epstein. I'm still working on the map. Haven't put Epstein's places there yet. They always have a patsy. Exactly. They always have a patsy. I mean, oh, it could be, uh, Bitcoin. I mean, think about it, y'all. I mean, Bitcoin. Who created Bitcoin? I mean, who is all into the financier? It's Epstein. It's him and his cronies. And everybody knows that Donald Trump is all up in that. We know this. We know that Donald Trump, he didn't immediately come out and say, "Oh my gosh, let me, my condolences to Savannah." I don't think that he and Savannah like each other. I don't think he and Savannah like each other. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. What are your thoughts on it? Hey, witchy mama. Good to see you, babe. Good to see you. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up, girl. We need that. We need that for the algorithm. We need that. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm 37 minutes in. We need to get the show on the road. We need to get this show on the road. Okay. Let me take me off and let me present my entire screen because we're about to get on some stuff. And I'm probably not going to be paying all that much attention to chat. So if y'all need to, get my attention, just let Jeff know and he'll text me. His condolences, his words, his actions, not for anyone other than him. That's what I think on that for real. Yeah. They used to be big buzz before he got into politics. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. Bitcoin is a good place to hide and move money around. Less traceable. Yep. The way Savannah was drilling Dersh, I imagine Dumpy doesn't like her. Right? 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 Welcome in, hon. Welcome in. All right, so we're about to get this show on the road. Let's do this. Let me show you the astrology. And like I said, I mean, get your tinfoil hat on because you're going to need it. You're going to need it, honeys. Okay, entire screen. Here we go. Let me take me off. Now we're cooking with some gas. All right. Okay, so let's just look at the transits right now. Let's look at the transits right now. And we are rising in Gemini with 2 people with communications. We are descending with quartz. 1720. Let's stop it. It's going to be like a Horai chart. Let me get it back to that second prior, 43, when I pulled it up, because this is going to be like a Horai chart. And let's look at it together. And let me tell you what I see. Let me tell you what I see. Oh, shoot. It didn't stop at the 1720. Hold on. I want to get it exact. That 1720 because it matters. It matters, honey. Okay. Here we go. Shit. Gonna pull it up. Now, this is school, guys. We're coming to school. And even I'm in school, even though I'm trying to teach this, I'm still in school, okay? Lifelong student of the mysteries, of the esoteric mysteries of the astrology. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Hold on just a second. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get my water. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we're rising at a 1720. When I looked at this, we are descending at a 1720 in Sag. It's about courts. It's about immigration. And here is Trump. Trump he shines in Gemini at a 2255. That is his connection with Georgia. It's his connection with North Carolina. And we are in the 9th house here. Higher learning. Values, groups. Mercury is at a 2610. Look at that. Mercury's hanging out. They are basically conjunct. They are in conversation here. Trump and Mercury. Venus and Mercury. They're in conversation here. Oh, look at that. Saturn is critical now. Saturn is critical at a 29 anaretic degree in Pisces in the 11th house of groups. Right here. That's us. It's about how people bring in money. And you see that Uranus is at a 2727, still at a station. This is big stuff. Groups are being shaken up, and it's about money. That's that Bitcoin stuff. Okay, that's the ransom. That's the ransom. It's also about Nancy. We can also see that Apollo is stationing. It's at a red station, so it's very intense. There is something beginning and ending with creativity here and children. Interesting. Dark moon is at a 509 in the 6th house. I think that what I'm seeing is a lot of warring that's still going on in Minnesota. But there's a lot of other things too. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Nancy Guthrie, when she went missing. Let's go ahead and compare. I don't know what time she was born, but I do have her birthday. So I've got her missing at 10 o'clock. She was dropped off at 9:45, and I think that there was somebody already ready to go. Let's see. Witness protection program. Nancy Guthrie. There she is. Okay, so I'm going to duel this out. So we've got her missing on this side. We've got the natal chart on this one, but like I said, we don't know what time she's born, so I've got a default of 12 p.m. All right, so at 10 o'clock, we are rising with relationships and contracts, the letter of the law, and we are descending with relationships, a lot of warring that's happening, that's going on. I can definitely see that the South Node, things of the past are right here in the 12th house. Things of the past with past health, with relationships and documents, the government is right there. And Libra. This 2619, well, it connects to the Secret Service. The Secret Service and Zeus have the same degree, not in the same sign. I'm going to show you Secret Service here in just a minute. There's things that are hidden right here with hidden sex, other people's money, taxes. And there's a lot of enlightenment here with other people's money. Lots of wisdom with other people's money. I'll have to pull up Larry Fink too. Here, the 3rd house of communications and siblings, the neighborhood, the dark moon. So communications are at a 445 degree, and it's dark. It's dark. The fourth house is ruled by Capricorn. And so this fourth house of home, this is where the moon rules, is with mom and home. And we see that there's desires here at a 10-11. With Cupid, there's a relationship trying to hold authority. And I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back, I was like, I wonder how this is going to, I mean, look, 342. We got Pluto and Astria, both at a 342 degree. And I remember asking you guys on a live one day, I'm like, I wonder how this is going to express itself. This is intense. Lots of intensity with Astria, the divine justice. She is justice. She represents the Department of Justice. And speaking of, I think we're going to have to pull that one too. I think we're going to have to pull the Department of Justice too. I mean, might as well. Might as well look at them too. But let me just tell you, this 10-11 goes to the state of California. Goes to the state of California. 342, state of California. This 653 is Savannah's lunar nodes of fate. The 653. This is about Savannah and California and authority. This 1039 is coming to the 1040 of Alan Dershowitz's ascendant. His ascendant is a 1040 degree. I'm just going through all of this just so you can, we can see what's up. It's interesting that Pallas, the investigator in Pisces, is at a 218, but here in the fifth house, we can see that the sun is shining on groups with communications and values. There is a reigniting of a flame. There is a reigniting of a flame with Vesta, reigniting something. Well, it's reigniting definitely something for the future that's coming for Dershowitz. Whether he had anything to do with this or not, he is definitely showing up, and so is California. There's no doubt about it. And I'll show you the charts. Here is the house of health. This is the house of health. And the lunar nodes of fate are at a 1031. Saturn is at a 2839. Neptune is at a 0008. And so there's things with the warring that we're not going to be able to see. We're not going to be able to see it. Here is the seventh house of relationships, a lot of warring. And even, there's a major intensity here, especially with the head. Lots of energy, almost like a directed energy to the head. Head wound, lots of warring. And here in the eighth house, well, that's Uranus. Overnight, after she goes missing, Uranus begins to station at a 2727. That goes to New Jersey. The 0045, I'm going to show you that in Dershowitz's chart, how this is connecting to him. There's a breakup with Quartz, with two people, with the communications. That's where the ring camera or whatever it is, any type of security that she would have outside her house is broken. That's it. It's broken. There's a breakup. It's broken. This 2427 is coming to Epstein. Look at that. There's the 1720 with Jupiter. Jupiter in the 10th house. The public image. Everything is focused on the home. Everything is being focused on the home. This is what is happening at home. And we were reflecting on attention. We're reflecting on children. So this could be definitely her daughter and her brother-in-law. It definitely could be, but it could also be having to do with anything having to do with publicity. Major publicity here. And we're learning. There's a teacher here. We're learning with groups how we bring in money. We're definitely learning about how we could bring in money. All right. So that's what I'm seeing for this one. The other thing that I want to say is this. She has in her chart, because this is around the time that she goes missing. It's right after she is dropped off. I don't think it's no time, and whatever is going to be done is being done. And I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Don't think so. I don't know what time she's born, but I do know this. Nancy Guthrie has a 2941 in her chart. The 2941 in her chart goes to Russia and Israel. Russia and Israel. So her Neptune in Virgo, the things that we would have to dissolve, and Neptune doesn't sit well in Virgo. Neptune is ruled by Pisces, so it doesn't sit well in Virgo. There's something that we can't see going on with her health. Keep going. Let me look up here. So we have her Pluto is a 434. And okay, so let's look at this Leo energy, because this would be about the kids, right? Her children. But again, it could also be about publicity. Anything that has to do with publicity. It's also about Leo energy is also about competition. And we know that the Winter Olympics, her daughter was supposed to be in Italy hosting the Olympics. So I want us to keep this in mind. And I also want to show you this too, that her Uranus is a 2622. Nancy, being 84 years old, okay, this is a big deal, because Nancy, when you're 84, the Uranus returns and you get shaken up. And there is a shakeup with money, with values, with groups. It's abrupt. You don't see it coming. And so at 84 years old, she is having a Uranus return. Okay? Every 84 years, Uranus returns to the natal, if you live that long. If you live that long. No matter what time she's born, okay? No matter what time she's born, she has a 419 that is a lot of warring. A lot of warring. So now that I've told you about the missing event and looked at her chart somewhat, I mean, the reigniting of the flame is definitely with courts and with immigration and church. Church. There are certain degrees in her chart, like this 1808, it's not going to move. This 213, so Zeus isn't going to move at 1808 that day, and trans Pluto is going to stay the same at 213. We've got a warring that's going on at a 419. We have a letting go at a 2003. We have Kronos at a 1632. These are the non-movers in her chart. We've got Cupid and Apollo. Those aren't going to move. Her Neptune doesn't move. And that is definitely related and definitely connecting to Israel and Russia. Also, Missouri. But if we are thinking about other countries, it's definitely going to them. Okay. So let's go back and let's look at the transits because I want to see and give us an idea of when we can expect some warring with Nancy with that 419, if it's passed us by or what. So we've got a 413, 422, interesting. Let's go back. So let's get this to the 419. Hold on, let me go forward first. It's going to be on February 8th. This is a big deal. Okay, this is a big deal because this is the day that the Super Bowl takes place. This is the day that the Super Bowl is going to take place, and I can definitely see some of the players. I can't wait to talk about this because the February 8th is going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day for her. It's going to be a big day. We've been talking about this, been waiting for it. Now we know what's happening. We already know. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to save this one. Actually, I want to take because this is Biden and his connection with Vladimir. This is definitely the Secret Service and the things that they hide with Neptune. Oh, look at that, Jeff. There's that 1745. We know who has the 1746. Maxwell and Dershowitz. Yes, yes, yes. And I can already tell you that the witness protection program is going to have a lot of problems coming up. Lots of problems. So there's the 419, okay? And the South Node is coming to sit on the connection that the witness protection program has and Maxwell. You heard it first here, guys. You heard it first here. Write it down, put it on your calendar. This is going to go back to California as well because this 536 is going to go back to California. There's going to be an opposition. Going to be an opposition. There's things that's going to be going downtown. Julie Brown. At the Super Bowl. Okay. So let me save this one. I think I've already got it saved, but I'm going to save it again just for us. Now let's go back. Let's see the breakup. Let's see this breakup with the 419 right there. So January 15th, there is a wake-up call, investigation with the United States and Epstein. That is a Epstein 2704 connection with the United States. So there's something that took place. Let me see. 2139. Let's go ahead and get it there because that's Nancy Saturn. Let's go ahead and get it there. 2139 right there. She's learning something here about groups, about bringing in money. There's an opposition here with California that day. The 2945 is an opposition. Neptune and Pisces was opposing their Jupiter in Virgo. The Jupiter in Virgo. So the Jupiter in Virgo of California is in an opposition. And I see that there's that 1039 again. Well, it's coming to Dershowitz's ascendant, his ascendant degree. Yes, you're right. Yep, sure enough. And the 311 that we just saw is back in. There it is. That 311 that goes to Biden and Russia. .447 is showing up, and I'm pretty sure that Savannah's moon is a 446, 447, or a 448, and there it is. So those low 40s is her. What is she learning here? Whatever she is learning could be about her kid, children, publicity, whatever she's learning here. There's that 2541. Lord. We see that the communications are at a 2354. The moon, when she goes missing, was around 250s. There it is. Selena was around 2354. There that is. Dershowitz is having an opposition here. His trans Pluto is a 118. Let me show you. Let's look at that. Okay, let's look at that. So you guys, I can show you that 1040. Let's go ahead and get Ceres there because there's a lot of warring energy with it. And I'm going to show you because this was a breakup with her. I don't know what took place on January 15th, 2026, but I know what took place on January 15th, 2015. Wasn't it that day? We'll see. We'll see. There it is, right there. Okay. Right there. Yep. There's the 2139 with her Saturn. There's the breakup right there. Okay. Now, here is Mexico. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Now let's look at his chart with that. Let's see the Today Show. Today Show. Where's that at? The Today Show. Oh, January 22nd. Okay, January 22nd, 2015. Okay. So we're going to look at Dershowitz because we do have his birth time, guys. We do have his birth time. Where you at, buddy? Alan, what you doing? What's going on here? What you doing, buds? So when there was a breakup with her that is coming on again, we're going to see a lot. We are going to see whatever breakup that was is going to come and show itself on the 8th. It's going to wrap itself back around, okay? It's going to wrap itself back around. We could look at this with her natal chart as well. So here is the 1040. There's a lot of energy with that 9th house. And there it is. He rises and descends at a 1040. He rises in Gemini. He descends in Sag. Indeed he does. So there's a lot of energy on this day. And it just so happens to coincide when there is a breakup with communications on January 15th. So that would have been 2 weeks prior to her going missing. We're rising with Leo. We are descending with Aquarius. Let's see. What else we got here? What else we got here? Let's look at the lunar nodes. What were they? 1122. See what we can see with him. If anything. He has a 414. So she has a 419 and he has a 414. So that's where he wars is with a 414. Hers is the 419. Let's see. We're reflecting in Sag and children. 813. That's where the reflection is. With her, with him, we're reflecting on immigration. We're reflecting on courts. And we are about to see that this 1920 is coming down in degree in retrograde to a 1919. And guess who has that? Ghislaine Maxwell. You guessed it, guys. Yes, Maxwell. She does. So there is going to be an expansion with the home. It's going to be some things that we learn. The courts, the judge, and that 1919 is coming into transit, coming down in degree. So there's definitely Epstein values here, things that are going on. Things are going on here. The 311, it's also, I want to say it's the Secret Service. We're going to have to bring them in. The dark moon being at a 256, we're definitely going to have to bring in the Secret Service. Going to have to bring them in because something's not right here. And I don't want to get stuck on this one so much as I do. Let's see. That 1122 is in her chart too. Let's look at this one with the 1919 because I know that that's definitely Maxwell. So we got that 311 may not be the Secret Service. It may actually be the CIA. I'm going to have to pull it. Okay, so here we go. There she is. There she is. Now she's definitely in transit with this breakup with Nancy. And it still has everything to do with California. Everything to do with California. But now the moon is at a 2535. Let's see. Vulcan is definitely at the FBI here. Okay, I'm going to save this one because we can definitely go back to this time period on January 15th. Whatever, it makes me wonder what was Savannah, what was she reporting on this day? So I think that that's important. I think we need to see what she was reporting on the Today Show with that. It would be really interesting to see. Okay, so let's go back and let's look at. So it's not it is the Secret Service. See, okay, so look, Secret Service has the 311 when Nancy goes missing. The 2619 with Zeus is in transit. This means, look at that. Let me show that to you. My God, it's the Secret Service that have a lot of warring going on today. Interesting enough, that warring with them. Okay, so let's pull it back up. Her going missing. And let's go ahead and look at the Secret Service with this. Where'd they go? Where did they go? Come on, Secret Service. Where'd you go? There they are. Homeland Security and Savannah connect, and that's coming into transit too. I can't forget to tell you guys about that. Okay, so this 311, we know, was transiting with this breakup that took place. Oh, thank you, Shauna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting this work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. So the 2356, okay, the 2356, we're learning a little something in the 11th house of groups. And this is at 10 p.m. Okay, so she hasn't been reported missing yet, guys. She hasn't been reported missing. She's not been reported missing yet. Zeus is about the magnetism of the law, contracts, and they have enlightenment of what is behind the home. What is behind the home? And you can see their outer wheel is a 2354. So it's already come over things that they are learning. Secret Service is already, and look, that 2139 that Nancy Guthrie has with her Saturn in Taurus right here, right here. So is the Secret Service pissed off today and all day because of what people are releasing? What are they pissed off so much about today? But their connection with Jupiter, with immigration and the law, with the courts, with the judge, with going far. This 2139 is connecting to her Saturn. And I want to also draw to your attention this 947 that they have with relationships and partnerships with groups. That 947 that they have with their heiress. Let me show you this. 947. So when there was a breakup with Nancy this day, right? Well, all day long, there were desires with the Secret Service in the 5th house of kids, competition. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, guys. And there's Dershowitz. Remember, I mean, this is and the lunar nodes are at 1122. Let's go back to her chart because we're about to rectify her birth chart. 1122. That was the fate that was coming over. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Nancy Guthrie, 1122. Let's look at you, honey. Where can we get this 1122? 1145, 1130. Okay, so it's definitely, 1128. 1128. Let me see if I can get that to the 1122. Let's see. I don't think so, but I might can. Oh, I can. Oh, good. Okay. Good, good, good. Yes. Yes, yes, and more yes. Okay. Now. Oh, look at that. 10, 11. She is connecting with the justice with California right here. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I'm going to take this chart for sure. Look at that 2139. It's still in transit at that degree. We're reflecting on two people on the communications with kids. It could be her kids is going to take the fall. Relationships at home that bring a lot of possibility could be the kids. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Now I want to look 2450, 2449, 23, 29 is probably not going to be at the exact. This is probably more like a 652 or a 653. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it to a prominent. And of course, I don't know if she was born. I don't know if she was born in Phoenix. Let me see if I can get it. That 1657. Remember, Jeff, last night? This is where Mercury stationed at that degree during the Today Show. Oh, orb attraction. Thank you so much. Thank you, babe. Thank you. How'd your thingy go? How'd your appointment go? Thank you so much for supporting this great work. I appreciate you, babe. The Starving Artist appreciates you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. That's very generous. Very generous of y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think that this is more like what I would. This is kind of more like it. I think I'm getting down to Looking at the 1742, yes. Yes, yes, I think so. Look at that 342. I think so. I think I'm going to leave it here at 5:49 a.m. for now. I think we can safely say that we have rectified this pretty close. 5:49 a.m. Okay. 5:49 a.m. And then let's look at something else too. This is what I do when I'm in the rabbit hole, guys. I'm just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I want to show you guys everything. Army vet, that sounds great. That sounds great. Oh, orbit traction, that's great, honey. Good deal. I love that. I love that Army vet. Okay. If we look at Nancy's chart again and we go back, so Nancy, the other non-mover that she has is her Pluto at a 435. You know, it could be a 434. It just depends on when she's born, but I'm thinking that this is probably going to be more like it. Probably going to be more like it in that 1657, 1658. Let's go back. I'm going to have to look at the CIA too. Let's see. 1854. The 1854. She has an 1856. Okay. Let me look at this for just a second. And there's the Secret Service right here, the 0021. That is his connection with the Secret Service. This is his birth time. There is a letting go with him today, the 0044. I'm going to show that to you, but let me go back. So let's February 8th, 435. That's in Leo, 435. 435. There it is. There it is. There it is. Her Pluto, there is a major transformation that's going to be taking place with her on this day. And look, there is the Secret Service. There's the 446. And we are coming down in degree to the Witness Protection Program. The South Node is coming to Ghislaine Maxwell's Pluto in the 5th house of kids and creativity. The 1745 is coming to her in Dershowitz. I'm about to show this to you. Hold on. Because Nancy, again, is going to be in transit with them. With them. So the day before, that 0021 that the Secret Service has that connects to Dershowitz is going to be, Neptune will be there on the 7th. We're going to have to look at that. Let me save this one. Hold on. We're rising with that 250s. Rising with the 250s, guys. We got to pay attention to the degrees here, man. We got to pay attention. Look at that. There's 314. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. I wish I could, but I can't. Can't make it up. Tennessee, Kentucky. There's that 536. I mean, that's California. California. Not where the football game's going to be. Oh, yeah. Now the lunar nodes are right at the same degree as the Witness Protection Program. This 0022, if I'm not mistaken, goes to the Witness Protection Program. I'll have to pull it up. This is so interesting, guys. Oh my gosh, it's so interesting. So the 1746, let me show you that. Because Miss Guthrie is going to be in transit all day. She is carrying a lot of the collective with values and home. The kids, her kids, I'm sure that there's going to be something beginning and ending here at home. She's carrying the 435 with the Pluto. major intense transformation. Trans-Pluto is the higher octave of Pluto. I'm about to show y'all this shit. Wait till you see it. Okay. Wait till you see this, guys. Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go to Dershowitz because we have his exact birth time. Have his exact birth time. Where you at? Where you at, Dershowitz? There you are. Small, just like him. Okay. This 1746 that he has in his chart connects to Ghislaine Maxwell. And I'll show you her chart here in just a few minutes. 1746. Okay. He has a 2632. That's about the warring of things of the past with groups. Let me go back for just a second. Where was that moon? Where was that moon? Thought it was it 26, 24. Okay. So he's going to be shaken up with things of the past, with a lot of energy, with his public image. With his public image. You see the 0044? That's his Pluto. His Pluto is going to be making contact with Sedna. She is about betrayal. Betrayal and communications. Betrayal and communications. Okay? There's a letting go with betrayal and communications. It's about two people. Will there be more drops? Will there something else happen? I don't know. But there is definitely a letting go, and there's a major transformation with him with the third house of communications and the 2322. So the 0044, the 2322. His lunar nose, he's faded with the Secret Service, guys. He's faded with the Secret Service. There's a fate here with him that he's not going to be able to escape. I can promise you that. I don't know if he is in good with them or not. Everything is going to be it remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. So that 0044, when does it begin, you ask? I'm so glad that y'all asked that. When does it begin? So from the time she goes missing, when does that 0044 come into transit? Let's look. Let's look. When she went missing, let's look at that. When does he start? When does that transit start? I mean, it's already an orb when she goes missing, but when she does go missing, how long after 10 o'clock are we going to see it come into fruition with him? Because again, she goes missing with this new drop. She's going missing with a lot of things going on. I mean, I think if I wanted to get to somebody, if I wanted to get to Savannah, I'd go after her mom. All right. So the 0044, here's the 0045 that's in transit. Let's go hour to hour. Let's see when it begins. And the transformation in the public eye with Dershowitz. It's probably going to be about the document drop, though, guys. Is coming right here. Well, no. Where's it at? Okay, let's go days. Oh, it's today. It's today. Right there. 11 a.m. tomorrow. 11 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. All right. And the sun is shining at a 1656. Major transformation with Tennessee. On the 6th. On the 5th. The lunar nodes are coming to Ghislaine Maxwell's 1015. There is, again, the Secret Service. Okay, so that's what I see for that. Homeland Security is going to be shaken up. Okay. So that begins tomorrow. All right, tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's Arizona time. Now, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Because the day before, let's get it to that 349. There it is. Okay, so the Homeland Security, actually today at noon, Arizona time, Homeland Security and Savannah is being transformed for the next 24 hours. So the next 24 hours, Homeland Security and Savannah's connection is going to be transformed. We keep seeing the 1657, don't we? In the third house of communications, of home, about mom, the law. We keep seeing this 1657. The dark moon is a 509 in the 7th house, relationships and partnerships. The 947 with the Secret Service is coming into transit with Mars. That's today. That's today. Okay. Let's go down. So when I compare California and the missing event, I'm going to start comparing the missing event to some of these places I've been talking about and show you. We're going to look at Italy. So the 1011 that Nancy could possibly have in her chart, there it is. It's about things of the past with the government and documents, contracts. There's the 1301 that we just saw. Hold on, 1301 that we just saw. Shit, where did it go? It's today. It's today. It's about California. Communications that are hidden with California. So the 342 that they rise with in Scorpio, you guessed it. Scorpio is about hidden sex and pleasure. Charlie's Angels. The fallen angels. Right there. During the missing event. This 342 times 2 with Astria, with Pluto, it may not have anything to do with her going missing, but I think we should definitely take note of it. Definitely take note. There's that Jupiter that was being opposed. 2945. Ah, look at that. There's the 218. 218. There's an opposition with California. Right here. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That 218. The investigation, the wake-up call. It's in an opposition with the 10th house, the public image of California, and Nancy Guthrie's missing event. Let's just distract. Let's distract. I don't want y'all looking at the Epstein files. I don't want y'all talking about if he's alive or not, okay? I need y'all to look at Nancy. Just look at Nancy. Okay. Let's talk about Nancy. Let's don't talk about any of this other stuff. All right. And the vertex with communications, the vertex at a 1554, that's exactly where Kronos is coming down to, is a 1554. Well, you can say, Jen, I mean, there was a drop. So, of course, California is going to show up. That's true. It's true. It just so happens to coincide when she gets abducted. Okay. It just so happens to coincide when she gets abducted. Nothing to see here, right? Oh, yeah. I'm going to show you that map, Army vet. I've got that on the map. I got it on the map. Okay, so there's a lot of things coming to California. The 2704 that I've been talking about that connects to Epstein, there it is. There's the 2704 that connects the United States and the courts in California with kids, with children. But hey, let's don't talk about that. Let's don't talk about that. Let's talk about other things other than the most serious shit that is going on. Let's talk about Minnesota. Let's look there. Let's don't look at the Epstein files. Let's don't look at the quote unquote leaders, bunch of pervs. Let's don't look at them. Let's don't talk about them. Let them just keep taking our children. Okay? Just don't look there. I'm thinking about, I don't know about y'all, but because I work in degrees, I know y'all want to know who has that 2839, who is being slowed down, who is working the 2839. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. Limits and obstacles for the 2839. Where did it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it be at? Nancy Guthrie, February 4th. I'm going back up. 2839. 2839. Let me go back to the FBI, maybe. Was it the FBI? Who was it? Who was it? It's one of them. It's one of them. Was it I don't think it was the Secret Service. I'm looking, guys. Hold on. Is it Israel? Damn it. I had it up just a little bit ago, but Today Show. Alan Dershowitz. I don't think it was him. Let me look at the FBI. Let me look at the FBI. Could have been Andrew. It's one of these people. Let me see. Nope. Secret Service. Maybe it could have been Nevada or Utah. Could have been a state. Let me look. Let me look for it. Because it wasn't too long after that the 2839 was going to make contact with the ransom, Secret Service. Wasn't too long after that it was going to make contact with them. So the 2839. Netanyahu, I don't think it was him. Was it Homeland Security? But this is Homeland Security, and Savannah connect here with her mom? Homeland Security has 2914. Can't wait to tell y'all about that one. Okay, so they don't have it. Who had it? I can't remember. Was it Prince Andrew? Nope. Netanyahu? Nope. Let's look at Nevada. I'm going to look at Nevada and Utah as well. See, Nevada has the 314 that we were talking about earlier. So I do have a hot spot in Nevada for her. I mean, she could be close by, but I don't know. I mean, Nevada is about to have a lot of disordered aggression that is coming over them. Most definitely. So I think that we could that would be a good one. But no, they don't. Okay, so they don't have the 2839 in their chart. But they do have, Nevada does have that 1657 that keeps showing up here in the 11th house of groups and here in the 5th house with courts, long travels, immigration. Just take a note of that for sure. For sure. And I know that the lunar nodes of fate, the lunar nodes of fate when she went missing were at a 1031. And so that means that it wasn't too long after she goes missing at 10 o'clock that the lunar nodes came down to a 1030, which is in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships, before she ever was reported missing. Okay. That's what's very important here. Before she was ever reported missing. Nevada will definitely, Nevada connects to California, of course. And Nevada is going to, that 535 is going to, the dark moon is going to come over their values at home. Could have something to do with her, may not. I don't know. We just have to wait and see how it works itself out. But let's go to let's look at, let me look at Israel and see if they have the 2839. I think we're probably going to find it in Italy. Yes, Italy. So Israel, before she goes missing, the lunar nodes are making contact to the 12th house, things of the past with the government. Before she goes missing, the lunar nodes were there. The 2941 that I was talking about with her Neptune in Virgo, this is where it's connecting to the flame of life at home with their public image. But there's that 447, guys. There's that 447, and it's in the 9th house. Has to do with courts, has to do with two people and communications. The 1030 is definitely making its way here. Going to make contact. There's that 1720. There's that 1720, guys. There's information that's coming in about things of the past. There's a lot of warring with health right there. There it is. 1720. Indeed. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? How you can connect. You can connect. Okay. Let's look at Italy. Because Savannah, that's where she's supposed to be this weekend, but she's not going. She's not able to go. There's the 1656. Rising with Italy at a 1656 in Gemini and descending with courts, with relationships, long travels, immigration. There it is. Boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. 2839. Limits and obstacles at 10 o'clock with Saturn. 10 o'clock p.m. on the 31st. There it is. What is that, Jen? Well, let me tell you. Italy shines with groups in California. Okay? They shine out of 2950 with California. The 2839, that is Juno. There is a relationship. Brother-in-law's from Italy, right? There's a relationship. There's a breakup. She can't go. Now she can't go. It's hitting them. Did they have anything to do with it? We don't know. It's just it's transiting to them at that moment. At that moment at 10 o'clock. Saturn is there. Making contact, not in Aquarius, but in Pisces. So we look for them in Pisces. There it is. Saturn is hanging out here, and Saturn is going to come right here, giving them limits and obstacles about betrayal. There is a betrayal. Betrayal. So, now I want to show you something. Now I want to show you the map, because Utah is also pertinent because there's certain degrees in this chart that are connecting to when Savannah interviewed Dershowitz. When Savannah interviewed Dershowitz, Mercury was stationing at a 1701, and then it goes down as it's stationing in retrograde before it stops in those 1650s range, okay? Savannah, her Saturn is a 0042 right here. Her Saturn. So she has limits and obstacles with Utah. There is things that I think that she is being taught a lesson, no matter how this is going to be spun. There's a lesson here. No matter how it's going to be spun. You can see that Uranus has a 1814, that their Utah's 1814 is here in the 4th house. It's at a station at 1814, okay? And they have Mars at a 2358 in Utah. So I want to go back and talk about these degrees, the 1814, the 2358. Go back up. The 2358 is coming to Utah with what they learn, but it's before she's reported missing. $18.14. Let me go back to Nancy's. I want to look at her chart and see if there is any connections with Utah or with the Secret Service. She has the 1856. You see it right there, guys? There's the 1814. So she is definitely connected to Utah with their groups. With groups. Okay? With health. And we see that this 1742, it could be, it may not be. We don't know what time she's born, but this is a non-mover, guys. This is where she is connecting at an 1814 to Utah. Hey, Seth, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So, Utah. Okay. Now let's go to the map. Unless y'all want me to show you Jeffrey Epstein and the hold on. Let me first show you this. I won't get into I already know Jeffrey Epstein is alive. I mean, I'm just waiting for everybody to catch up. It's the crock of shit, guys. It's such a crock of shit. They're trying to fool everybody into believing one thing. It's not. So the Today Show, let me just tell you, Maxwell and the Witness Protection Program share the 248. So when this is beginning with Savannah, her warring is in 1154. And it's about the courts. And I want you to take note. You see Apollo at a 0044? That's right. That's right. That's Dershowitz. That's what is coming back around. It's what's coming back around, guys. But this 248 is her Chirons. Ghislaine's Chiron. She has the 1015 in her chart times 3. But I want you to see this. This is stationing in 2015. It's stationing in Utah at their Venus. Their Venus is 1701. There's a station here going back to Utah. And this is about the future. This is the future. The future, guys. Look at that. There's the 448. It's coming down to the 447 with Hygeia. And there is a relationship, and I'm pretty sure that Nancy was there that day because she has a transformation with the relationship. No matter what time she's born, she is having a transformation. And I think that Nancy was there that day when Savannah was interviewing Dershowitz. I do. I most certainly do. But the Witness Protection Program, Utah, Nancy, and Epstein stuff is showing up here. And it should, right? Because Savannah was interviewing him about that very stuff. So from 7 a.m. to 9 is when it aired. This is it. And this is where we're at today, actually tomorrow. As soon as that 0044 comes into transit, we're back with Dershowitz. You could say, well, it's just a coincidence. It could be. It definitely could be. But I don't want to not bring it to you guys because we just don't know. We just don't know. It could be somebody random. Could be somebody that worked on the house. Could be a roofer. Could be we don't know. I think it's very interesting, coincidental for sure. Coincidental for sure. That all of this takes place with Nancy when we have another drop, right? And we do, I don't care what anybody says, I know that Ghislaine Maxwell, wherever she's at, and Epstein still run the show. They're still running. They are the face of the shadow government, the corruption that they're all a part of. Even our agencies that we're hoping that's going to bring Nancy home, they're corrupt too. So I don't put a whole lot of stock and trust in people that are corrupt. I mean, somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to say it. So let's look at the map. Let's look at the map because I think that I'm going to have to also, I got to keep working on her map because when she is found, and I hope that she will be, because the reason why I'm saying I hope she will be is because I'm not sure. There's so much conspiracy. Someone losing their head. There's so much conspiracy here with her case. So let me go ahead and show you the map. Here we go. And so this is her map. The bullseye that you see in the red, that's her home. The green lines that you see, that's the missing. The red lines that you see, that is the natal. And so as I start working on her map, I just want to say that we can, Nevada and Utah. So Nevada is going this way. Utah is going this way. Let me turn on the addresses. There is where Dershowitz works. The natal Jupiter in Gemini is sextiling Chiron and Leo. So this is where the natal Jupiter is going and is going with him. Her Jupiter is going all the way up there to Massachusetts, where he practices law. And the sextile is going down here. This is where Chiron is, with a lot of attention. It's a lot of attention that's going this way and is going toward Mexico. The missing event, this is where the moon is going right here. The moon is going this way, going toward Mexico. I'm about to zoom in, don't worry. But Saturn, that Saturn that's going to Italy, connects to Italy, is going up here into Utah. The Mars, all that warring with money, is going this way. Her natal Mars in Taurus is going up here into New Mexico. We need to look at New Mexico with that missing event too. Is going up here to Colorado, going into Nebraska. And this is where she shines. She shines in Aquarius. So she shines with groups and Bitcoin. And look at where it's going, into California. Going up toward San Francisco. Well, Zeus in Libra that is connecting to the Secret Service is going this way. Southwest, and then down into Mexico and Baja. Let me zoom in. This is where the kids live. This is where Mr. Italy lives, the son-in-law. That's where the Secret Service is. It's going toward their home. With Zeus and Libra, and it's in a good standing. It's in a trine with Mercury. Again, about the Bitcoin. It's going all the way up here into the Indian reservation, into Phoenix and Glendale. Huh. This is such a corrupt city right here. Sun City and Glendale. This is so Vatican. This is so Vatican. Glendale, Sun City. This is so Vatican. And you say, oh, Jen, they wouldn't do anything. Come on now. They kidnap their own. They kidnap their own. The Vatican does. So I don't trust them either. Look at it. Emanuele Orlandi. I mean, they kidnap their own. So they're all a part of it, guys. There's none of them that's good. All right. I don't, his eyes. I don't have their birthday. Yeah, the police have said that the son-in-law that's false. They've said that a few hours ago. After everybody was running with it, the police came out and said that it was false. So I don't know. There you are. Here we are. Fort Huachuca, whatever it is. Fort Huachuca, there it is. This is where Selena, the teacher in the 11th house of groups, the teacher, he's a teacher, right? Well, he being the teacher It's the teacher. It's not going over his house. It's going over Fort Huachuca right there. The values oppose the teacher. So Venus, Mercury, all the Aquarius energy that is potent, wanting to expose all of the corruption is being opposed by Selena, and she's coming down this way. I mean, I can't make it up. Can't make it up, man. I know, right, Laura? I was tripping on it myself last night. Oh, so there's their house. North Twin Peaks, Brooks Drive. I don't remember who that is, but I got somebody there. And then we have Utah State University. You know, we got the CIA. We need to pull the CIA with this too, with her missing event. This is where Saturn is. This is where the Saturn is. Where Utah State University is going up into Utah, into Idaho, into Montana. Then we've got this Aquarius energy that is going up into Reno and Nevada. The natal sun is going toward into California here. So this is where I've started. I want to look at the CIA. I definitely want to look at the CIA now, because I know that the CIA and Utah definitely connect. And Trump. And Trump. Okay. Let me pull up the CIA real quick, guys, and then I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I just wanted to come on today, you know, for a little bit. I know I've been on here for almost 2 hours, but I wanted to come on here for a little bit and just say that this is a trip. I mean, this is totally a trip to me. With Nancy, you know, it all is coinciding with a lot of world events that are corrupt. And so we got to look at it from that perspective too, and not say that, oh, it's, you know, this is going to be a slam dunk. I don't know about that. I just don't know about that. All right. So let me share my entire screen with you guys. Hold on. Let me share this. Seems like that this is military, guys. I don't know. It's a military thing. Okay. So we got the CIA on the left. We got her going missing on the right around 10 o'clock. Around 10 o'clock. I definitely want to look at the other person that I want to look at, not saying that he would have anything to do with it, is BlackRock, Larry Fink, because it could have something to do with the money markets and have nothing to do with this. So we do know that the CIA, they have a Chiron at a 251. So the moon in Leo has already come over other people's money with the CIA. Hidden sex with the CIA. Mars is coming here. Mars in Aquarius is going to make contact with the health. There's a 222-28. As soon as she goes missing and she's reported missing, the trans Pluto at a 439 is going to come here. I know y'all remember me saying that the CIA was going to be transformed with relationships, publicity, with their public image, and the things that are here with relationships, especially having to do with money. Money, honey. Money. Money, money. We can see that Chiron is at a 23. And so there is a letting go with betrayal when she goes missing. And it's here with relationships and the CIA. I don't trust not near one of them. Not none of them. None of them. Because she hasn't even been reported missing here. And Chiron is at the 23 in the relationship house. And this 1408 is definitely Erica Kirk and her connection with Arizona. Arizona. Hitting the bullseye right at 10 o'clock. 10 sharp. Indeed, guys. I just can't make this up. I can't make it up. And look, the communications in the future out of 1950 with kids, creativity, groups, the 1950 is going to come right here to the CIA with the government, with home. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to be spun, because it's going to be spun like a web. Like a web. At 218 though. Whew. About to look at Epstein with this. He has two charts online. One is 3:15 a.m., one is 6:15 a.m. We're going to look at the number 2. And we're also going to look at that number 1 with him. We'll start with the number 1. Where did it go? Jeffrey Epstein 1 and 2. That's what I'm looking for. You could look at New Mexico, I guess, but God, I've already seen these events on February 4th. I've already seen it. Already seen it, and the February 5th. Seen that one. Wait, let's bring up the DOJ. Let's bring them up real quick before we look at that with her missing event. Let's look at the DOJ. I mean, they're going to be showing up for sure because of the drop. Or they should be. Department of Justice, they should be. Oh, yeah. There it is. There's a breakup with things of the past. And that 445 is right here. Right there with the DOJ. So there's a breakup. A lot of disordered aggression about communications. And of course, they should be showing up because of the drop. That makes sense. Definitely makes sense. And the Department of Justice, I mean, they definitely connect to Dershowitz and the FBI with values and money. They're all corrupt. All corrupt. Let's look at Epstein. Let me just pull him up. Pull up the Epstein 1 chart. We'll look at her missing event. With that, thank you guys for being here with me. I appreciate it. So she goes missing somewhere around here. And it doesn't surprise me that it would rise at 10 p.m. with that 440, because it's going to go 442, 443, 444, 445. And as soon as it hits that 445, it's making contact with the DOJ. Department of Justice. So this 3:15 a.m. was the one that first was circulating. And it was circulating for years, but then they changed it after his death to 6:15 a.m. So this one would make him a critical 2959 Capricorn in the second house. And the other one would have him being an Aquarius sun. So depends on when he was born, right? No matter, he's definitely connecting to Mexico with that 7-Eleven. He is definitely connecting to the outer will of this of the United States, no matter what, no matter of the birth time. There's certain, certain degrees that he's still connecting with no matter. So that's that. But it is the outer will that I do like to see. I like to see it all, right? And we know that everything that was taking place with her disappearance is showing up a lot with California and the Department of Justice, as it should. Dershowitz in his chart, he has a 1422. I didn't show that you guys that yet, but he does have a 1422 no matter what. I mean, but we do have his birth time, but he has a 1422 in his chart. And that's where all of the weight is coming to him because of the drop, because of all of that. So Jeffrey Epstein, and see, he would be connected to the FBI here. If this is when he was born, he would definitely be connected to the FBI with that, with this birth time. And he could have the 1122 in his chart as well. If he was born at 6:15 a.m., that could make that Jupiter go up to that 1122. That would connect to Miss Guthrie. But here's where the shakeup is in the 8th house. Even if he was born at 6:15 a.m., here's where the shakeup is taking place with groups about hidden sex, about a home. And there's, this is the 8th house where Pluto rules intensity. There it is. There's a devouring energy when she goes missing in the 10th house for the next 24 hours. That is what is shaking him up with hidden sex. And even where he's at, that's hidden. The hidden home. The hidden home. See, his girlfriend, I found out when she was born, and she has a 419 in her chart. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was not born at this time. Because when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, this 1817 was showing up big time. So I don't know. He has a 2352, those 2350s. He's got that 2352 in the 11th house with the government, where he hides things and documents and stuff. And then he has a betrayal, this letting go, with a 2359 in the house of kids. So this could say, well, he could have a kid. He's just betrayed him. Betrayed him big time. Major betrayal if he were to have kids. Let me go ahead and show you the witness protection program. Since we don't have that many people in chat, let me go ahead and show you this. Let me show you the witness protection program with him. Just with him. It doesn't matter what time he's born. It don't matter what time he's born, because no matter what time he's born, he is connected with the witness protection program. And I showed you guys this in the very beginning. I did, but I think that it's worth showing again now that I'm about to go over it. Oh, there it is. October 15th, right there, 1970 at 10:14 a.m. And, the ceremony took place in the Department of Justice. Right? And outside the Department of Justice, there's Astria. I read her. I talk about her. She's justice. She holds the scales. But it's corrupt, guys. It's corrupt. That's what makes her myth even more intriguing. Let me show you something. The 2914 that he has in his chart with all of his desires, with health, because he loves to talk about the body. He loves to talk about health and the cells and the biology and all that shit. Well, that 2914 is right here in the first house with Neptune. With Neptune in Scorpio. In Scorpio, the 2914 is a connection. So his desires and this public image, 2914, guys. Okay. So don't think for a minute that he can't be hiding. Don't think for a minute. And it's a trip because, okay, let me show you something too. Let me show you something else. I mean, I could go on in degrees and talk about these two charts, but I'm working in degrees, right? I'm working with connections. Now, watch this. Watch this. That 2914. Where did it go? Let me pull up the CIA. Actually, make sure I'm saving this. I don't know why some of these aren't gonna. And then when I do this, it's like, damn it. I know that they're already saved in my database, but I'll end up having all kinds of them. Let me show you Maxwell. Let me show you Maxwell. I could show you when he signed the will and everything, guys. I mean, it's a slam dunk for me. Like I said, I'm just waiting on everybody to catch up. Is it the FBI? Hold on. Because the FBI connects to Justin Strife, and they were just in transit. Hold on. Let me just pull her up again. I'm sick of looking for it. I'm sick of looking for it. Okay. Let's look at her in the witness protection program. I've already showed you guys this before, but I just want to make sure that we are understanding one another, that there is hidden government, shadow government, corruption with agencies, with these pedophiles, and we have to make sure that when it comes time to really trust, you know, do we really trust? Can we really trust? No. So here is her Chiron. And this is her public image with groups. And this is Pisces. So that Chiron in Pisces is at 248. Here it is. 248 with Admitos. The breakup with her and her lover, it's the witness protection program. I think that they still talk here and there. I do. I think I can see it sometimes in the charts when it's in transit. No doubt about it. So he's in the witness protection program. There's no doubt about it, guys. No doubt. Could Charlie Kirk be in the witness protection program? It's possible. It's possible. I would love to have his birth time because then I would really be able to know because we're not guessing about when it was created. We know when it was created. We can go back in time. We can look at the witness protection program because when Charlie was taken out, this 2443 with Venus was in transit when he was taken out. Do y'all want to see it? I thought you would. I thought you would. But look, she has a 0045 in her chart. She has a 0022 in her chart, and that is coming on February 8th. It's happening on February 8th. And that 445 that she has was in transit when Miss Guthrie was taken with the dark moon, with the DOJ. Right there. I just think it's the timing of her abduction is surreal. The timing of it, you know what I mean? The timing of it. And it trips me out that her values with the courts, with immigration, her Venus is with the FBI. She is definitely shining with hidden sex in California. The health factor when Miss Guthrie went missing, the reigniting of a flame, it was hitting that 1038 and then it was coming to the 1048. So, I mean, she was definitely in transit, of course, when the drop happened. Here's where she shares a connection with Dershowitz about things of the past with prisons and hospitals. That 1746 that he has with Uranus and Taurus in the 12th house. It's definitely connecting to Maxwell. He is definitely connected to Maxwell. With prisons, hospitals, a lot of warring things, the documents, you know, the justice system. The 216 in the 6th house, the 212. That was Palace was shaking things up right before Miss Guthrie went missing. So, and Jupiter, you know, like I said, was at a 1720 coming down in degree. The South Node is going to sit here after the Super Bowl. The South Node is going to sit here. It's going to transform her about kids or the way she creates has to do with health and children, health and the competition of the football game. So I hope that you guys have found this as interesting as me. I'm going to continue to work on her map. And, you know, this 2934, she is definitely connecting to California. This 1015 is the lunar nodes are coming to it. It's times 3. It's going to hit her ascendant first, and then she is going to be transformed. So don't worry. She's not going to take her own life, guys. That's not going to happen. Don't let them fool you. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, for him, it's not going to suck. He don't follow rules. He don't follow rules. It's just a matter of time. I keep thinking, when is he going to be busted? When's he going to be busted? mean, when's it going to happen? Because this right here, 2649, and all of this about the hidden home, the things that are hidden. And speaking of, when it comes to the courts, look at this ninth house. Look at this third house of communications. At 10 o'clock, when Nancy Guthrie goes missing, there's a shakeup. There's an investigator. There's a shakeup. And it's a 218. It's a 218, guys. So these connections in our chart literally matter in the state of matter, and I can't say it enough. I think that there is so much more than meets the eye, and all they like to do is deceive, look over here, don't look over here. But on the 8th, when Dershowitz, when Nancy Guthrie, they'll all be in transit together on the 8th. With her. She's going to be shaken up with conversations, with groups. And I think that we're really going to have to pay attention to the spin, because I think that they're going to spin this like no other. What webs we weave, honey. What webs we weave. Like I said, I'm going to continue to map her. Going to continue to do it. It's already 2:20, so yeah, I got a couple of more hours of mapping, and then I may go live tonight. We'll see. I may go live tonight and do some cards or something. And speaking of, Orb, do you mind pulling? Are you feeling up to? Is anybody in chat? How about me ask this? Is anybody in chat feeling up to pulling a card for Mrs. Guthrie? Like right now. Does anybody feel up to pulling a card? I'd like to see what y'all get. I'm going to pull it from the tarot deck. I'd like to see what y'all get though. See if because last night I kept pulling the Page of Wands. I pulled it 3 times and I'm like, this is it. I pulled it 3 times. So I'm going to do that real quick. Let's pull a card and see what's it. See if we can get some kind of divination here. Let me pull up my screen. Hey guys. Hello. I'm back. Let me pull a card. And if anybody else feels like it, that would be great. Great. Oh, got a bunch of them trying to fall out. Wanting me to do a cross of truth, I think. And speaking of a cross of truth, I'm going to have to do a members only and do cross of truths for those of you guys that are on the different tiers that need a cross of truth. I've got to start doing that. Here we go. It's the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, guys. Queen of Swords. Let me read it from the book. I don't know what you guys intuit with the Queen of Swords. Actually, let me do this. Here we go. Let me pull this up and show you guys this. In crime, the Queen of Swords represents a sharp, analytical, and objective figure, often acting as a cold-hearted prosecutor, investigator, a formidable, calculated criminal, signifies a ruthless, no-nonsense approach similar to Lady Justice. Department of Justice. Often acts as a lawyer, judge, detective. This card is associated with a cutting off. Vindictive, manipulation, bitter. Well, guys, I think I like that one. Because it's making me feel a lot like the chart is reading. But let's read it from the book. Let's read the Queen of Swords. Okay, good. Good, Difna. Great. Okay, Queen of Swords. Here we go. Let's read it. And if anybody else wants to pull a card, let me know. Let me know. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is independent. And she does live alone, right? She's an independent woman. She has a strong sense of fair play with good reasoning, excellent perception, mastered the ability to put emotion aside to concentrate on logic and facts. Traditionally, she is represented as a woman on her own who's known suffering and loss. And she did have her husband pass away when I think Savannah was in high school. So she's definitely known loss. She's got a lot of inner strength. Probably a good description here for her. She is happy. She's contented, strong, independent, very supportive. She's not afraid to speak her own mind. Extremely well organized, efficient. Her work may be a good indicator of this, and somewhere she may find release for expression. She could be in the top executive position. Her daughter definitely is. A fast thinker, analytical mind. The people's champion. Interesting. You sent it to my email? Okay. All right, let me check my email. Thank you, darling. So, Witchy Mama has pulled the Empress. Okay, let me share that. Or am I sharing it already? No. Here we go. Oh, you have a Zuno. If you find yourself stuck in a situation you're unhappy with, ask yourself why you are still there. Is it fear, leaving toxic situations, or people can be the best thing could do for your soul? Be fierce. Be fierce. Thank you, Witchy Mama. Thank you very much. Yeah, Uno cards. Well, you never know. You never know what you might pull there. All right, guys. 2.5 hours live. I think that I'm done here. Unless you guys want me to pull anything else. If you're thinking about anything else, you can definitely let me know before I end this stream. But it's been on my mind and heart to talk about it. All the stuff that I've been seeing is just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Insane. Insane stuff. And I just wonder who's going to be the patsy? Who are they going to blame this on? Because they ain't going to blame it on Dershowitz. Not going to blame it on any agencies. I could show you Trump's chart. I could show you when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I mean, the protection program was definitely showing up. Yes, darling. Yes. Yes, Rena, Carolina. Yes, I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to leave it up. I'm not going to make it a members only. I'm going to leave it up. That way, people can see the work. And then I may end up maybe tomorrow or the next day making it private. I don't know. Might get a little paranoid. You emailed me? Okay, cool. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. This is for Nancy. This is from Orbitraction. Thank you, babe. Let me share my whole screen with you. Here we go. So Orbitraction pulled standstill. Standstill. A swamp is a low-lying area. Ooh, that could be a clue. With plants where water collects and saturates the ground during rainy season, swamp plants become overwhelmed with water. The edge of the swamp is often a quagmire of mud and silt, but an abundance of plants and swamp insects dwell there because of the sticky nature of the mud. It is often impossible to walk through swamp lands. Even trying to maneuver with a boat can be difficult, treacherous because of dense vegetation. However, there is a great value in swamplands. They act as natural flood control as runoff can be temporarily stored in their basins. They keep the land around them from washing away. Lush vegetation provides a haven for nesting birds and waterfowl, as well as habitat to mammals such as beaver. Freshwater swamps near the Tigris and Euphrates in the Middle East are part of the Fertile Crescent and contributed to fertility of the land for the earliest humans. The sacred landscape wants you to know if it feels that some areas of your life have slowed down or come to a standstill, you are right. Sometimes something is not progressing. No, it's not. Look beneath the surface. Perhaps something is immovable. The first step is becoming unstuck. It's to acknowledge where you are. The soul loves the. I don't think I've got another one. I only got the 2 attachments. Yeah, that could be a clue. That could be a clue about swamplands. I'm not sure how. It was from the okay, Sacred Destiny Oracle. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that because you never know. It could be a clue. We never know. And I ain't scared. I am not scared. I need to get get some crime cards. I definitely need to get some crime cards. When times like this takes place and we can pull a crime card. And then go back and look at it and see how accurate it was. Because, I'll be liking to test stuff and test the accuracy. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end this stream. I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out. As, this poor woman, I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine what she's going through. It's so sad. It's so sad. But I may be back on later to just read cards and to chill. We'll see. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys being here, supporting the work. All right. Until my next video, my next live. Peace out, guys.